Night Attack is coming to the Out of Bounds Festival August 27th here in Austin, Texas. Check out oobfest.com for tickets. Get the pass or get the one night. We're at the Hideout Theater. Look for it there, August 27th. Our opening song is called $500. It's from Stephen Cogswell. Get it at autfy.com. That's AWTFY.com/dollars.
You could just automate Night Attack. I heard you just gave us 2,000 bits. I love you. I heard it's your birthday, and I just want to say that all your friends in the chat room think that you're great. See you later.
Sound the alert.
I would like to make $500.
And then he's down. Right.
I would like to make $500.
Bryce, give me close. I see that you gave us 50 bits. Happy anniversary. Your wife said that you really need to do the dishes. So, scrub a dub dub.
I would like to make $500.
Greatest value. Are you fucking
I would
high?
like to make $500.
I'm Justin Robert Young. You might know me from Night Attack. You're watching me now. Day to day keeps the doctor away. See you later.
I would like to make $500.
Is this on?
I would like to make $500.
Good bit. Good bit, everybody.
Oh, hells yeah. Right on time, just like always. We're never late. You're late. Your face is wait. You have a fat face. Fuck you. Hey, guys, it's Night Attack. I'm Brian Brushwood, live in Austin, Texas. Joined as always by my BFF and OAK. It's JRY, Justin Robert Young. Hey, Justin, name 2 shows we've done in the last week since we saw each other here.
Jury and Ice Cream Social.
Oh, okay. Well, that was not as good of a challenge. There's a reason we let Bryce make the games. It's fine. Hey, man, did you have a big week?
I mean, Jesus, you know it. You spent like 90% of it with me in Vegas. We were at DEF CON, baby.
Yeah, DEF CON. It's a thing. It's a heck of a thing.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, all these hackers are out there. This is your, like, what, 3rd or 4th year at DEF CON?
3rd year, and the first year that I thought I had even the slightest inkling of what was going on. For example, the one thing I tweeted from it is Jay Gore shows up with a handheld Tesla coil and just starts zapping it, and then I look over at Jason, and I'm like, that's amazing. He's like, go ahead, it tickles. So I'm shoving my hand, getting zapped. I think I could still smell all the burnt hair on there.
Did it really hurt?
He was right. It tickled. that's about all it was.
But yeah, no, it was wild to be out there. We got a chance to go and spend time with the Ice Cream Social boys. That was super fun.
Yeah, dude. It's very weird to spend the majority of our careers trying to make the comedy and then suddenly press pause and be like, and now we want to make the sales at this point of sale terminal. Hi, welcome to our booth. We're a meat market for technology.
Yeah, and we were at different booths. I was working with Hack 5 and you were running the Modern Rogue.
Yeah, the scam stuff
there.
booth. Yeah.
Yours guys had a way better role for you.
Well, okay. All right, so we're talking about the fact that Justin and I, let's, for sake of discussion, just decide that we are. First of all, we all know Justin's the funnier one, but assume that we have the same skill set and we're exactly the same person. That the Hack 5 booth, Justin was there taking orders. Spoiler alert: Hack 5 made a lot more money, which makes me think that I should have gotten Justin over at my booth.
All right, so. I was only out there because Darren asked me. He was there. There's a lot of stuff going on with Hack 5. They're in this awesome like kind of rebranding thing, but he didn't know whether or not he was gonna have enough people there. And so like literally just one night, he's like, "Hey man, do you always want to come out to Vegas? And just so in case we need hands, you can come out." So I'm like, "Cool." And in my mind, I'm like, "All right." Realistically, I'm mostly just there to be moral support for Darren And of course, like, maybe the first couple hours of the first day, I'll work the booth and everything just to make sure everything's cool. But at some point, things will die down, and I'll just recede on over to the bar and just, kind of do what I normally do in Vegas, which is just fart around and drink.
Right, and then flash forward out of the corner of my eye, I see the bug eyes of somebody who's finishing an 8-hour shift, and when I walk over, I'm like, "Hey man, you want to go get some beer?" And then there's this sort of scanning around to see if the manager is anywhere nearby. I feel like I saw alternate reality Justin Robert Young, who's still working at Best Buy.
There is definitely, yes. I have never worked retail in my life until
This weekend.
It was needed. There was too many goddamn people there. And meanwhile, what I see is look, there's the hamster that runs really fast on the wheel, and then the hamster that invents the machine to run the wheel for him.
For the record, like the Hack 5 booth is a well-oiled machine. Everything in there precisely running at exactly the right time at the right speed. They're hitting customers left to right, like They're like, "Hey, don't even talk. I already know you want the beep, ba-dop, and the boop." And then here it is. What currency do you have? You know what? Don't even bother. Just scan your eyeball. We'll deduct it somewhere else. Meanwhile, how would you describe the Modern Rogue Scam Stuff booth?
The Modern Rogue Scam Stuff booth has one very nice table with all the cool products and very capable salespeople behind it. And then next to it was a gorgeously lit step and repeat, all complete with red carpet below it. And there staffing it was a sporadically attending and Jason Murphy, who would just literally, their job was just to stroll on up and just be like, "Worship me. Who wants to take a picture with me, the important guy?" And I just looked at it and I'm like, God damn, that's working smarter. Because he would just everybody, that you can't resist a step and repeat where somebody's like, "Hi, I'm on the other side of fame. Care to join me, bro?"
And what's funny is I'm looking over at the Hack 5 booth, and I personally perceive everybody working at the Hack 5 booth as more qualified, talented, and famous than I am. So I'm seeing Patrick Norton, Justin Robert Young, Darren Kitchen, all just Shannon Morris. They're all just busted ass and taking names, and I'm like, "Yeah, but who's got lights on them, bro?"
Game recognized game. You totally got it. Because not only was it, you would walk over, have lights, and I know that you weren't, because you're always very engaging with people, and there were a lot of folks that, especially since you've been there a couple years now, that are coming to come see you and buy the puzzle boxes and everything. But my perception was you were just like carefree walking over, the clamoring the Hard Day's Night hordes of Brian Brushwood fanatics are clawing you.
We show up, we remove our fake mustaches and our hats and reveal that it's actually Brian and Jason.
You and Jason, you just, cigarettes in hand, just kind of make the motion so everybody has their phone out, and you just walk by and like, selfie, selfie, selfie. That's my favorite episode too. Selfie, selfie.
Two on the nose.
And then it says, "And I'll see you at the Paris bar."
No, there's definitely this moment where the rhythm, and by the way, all credit goes to Chris Minton, Mitzula, the Mike Rulo, the old schooler. He was an absolute champion at that booth. But we would come in, and then we would get to where everybody had seen us who wanted to see us. And then at first, it was people definitely waiting, hoping to see us. And then once we got past those, it was people who were like, "Well, I guess you're a thing. Hi, tell me about your thing." And then that was sort of the early clue that it's like, all right, so I won't be here for much longer. and then finally, you get to that moment where you would go 30 whole seconds without somebody walking up and asking you for a picture. And it's like, yeah, I think at this point I'm just sort of a liability to the booth. So I'm going to, do you need me to make a run for anything? I'll be back in 20 minutes.
But it was great. It was great hanging out, after the con and everything. And I don't know, man, but we were there for a while, dude. We were there for being on the strip in Vegas for 5 days is not built for humans. Like that is a long time to live in that bizarre altered reality of strip casino life.
Well, and I think it's only going to get longer because I think next year we're going to go to Magic Live beforehand. And like we only did one day of that, long enough for us to see all of our friends. But yeah, it was great. By the way, thank you, Boxing Octopus, the Bit Boss at 700 bits. He's the only fan that he's the only fan we've ever had. And I can't believe nobody's ever been a fan of our show. That's really messed up.
Bryce, how jealous were you of all of our awesome Vegas adventures?
A little bit.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
It was definitely. I mean, whatever. I think it was after we had done Vegas last year or whenever, where we had a lot of time there. That this year I was like, because they're not doing Scoop Fest this year, right? Or they're taking a year off.
Oh, so you realize that
They're
there's
like,
not another window
no.
just around the corner.
Yeah. So I got a little green with envy, but
Well, hey, Bryce, don't worry,
Oh.
because I know a guy who'd be able to get you a job at the Hack 5 booth.
oh, that was the other thing, because Justin mentioned this before one of the shows last week. He's like, oh yeah, no, I'm going out to help Dan. I was like, I could have just asked to help with the table. They probably would have
That would have broken my heart. I would have looked over. Before I know it, there'd be a bunch of people playing like Hack 5 games. and the production quality would have just risen.
Well, I know, I meant the Scam Stuff table.
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker.
That would have been great. Sorry.
I know.
Oh, he looks up. Bryce is working the Hack 5 booth. Bonnie, the kids.
So speaking of which, my youngest, Callie, she's 6 years old. Real chatterbox, that one. And she loves to make a game of disturbing her dad, right? Like it's very difficult to get any work done here at the house, which is part of the reason we're building out the property. But so she comes up, and lately her new thing is that she is inventing things. She's not playing with dolls or whatever. She's inventing things, and she'll come back with a handkerchief wrapped around an old crayon and says, "Yeah, this is my latest invention." And then and so she'll give it to you, and then and my favorite is she just casually says, "Well, if you need me, I'll be in the lab," and then she turns around and walks off. Right? I'm like, that's adorable. And it's so I'm rewatching The Boys this morning because there's usually a couple hours where it's kind of free time before I have to get to work. And I go to the bathroom and I look down, and the bathroom across from the hall, there's like a splattering of water. We've got these matte painted walls that don't hold water very long, but it's like it absorbs right in. So whatever it is that happens, I know that it happened in the last few minutes. And I look down in the bathroom before I've closed the door, and I just say to no one in particular, just assuming Callie's around, saying, I go, "Sweetie?" And then there's this pause, and I hear a voice from just around the corner, clearly walking towards the bathroom, saying, "I know what you're going to say." And as she's saying this, she rounds the corner looking like a goddamn butcher, just covered with just water up and down, splash marks all over her body, like she was at a water park, like she just saw a Gallagher show. She goes, walks. So I hear, "I know what you're gonna say," and she just casually says, "You're gonna ask about all that water on the ground. It's only there because it went everywhere when I was playing in the water."
Oh!
And I was like, fair enough. And I started chuckling, and she goes, "If you need me, I'll be in the lab." It was amazing.
So, I was blown away because, we got Josie all these like maker boxes.
Yeah.
There's like the subscription thing, and you get these like little things that you put together, and they're gadgets, and I don't know, they're pretty cool. But then I came home, and she had done. She's going into first grade, and she put together one all by herself.
Wow.
Like,
Reading all the instructions, doing everything.
She read all the instructions. Like, she looked at the pictures and figured it out by pictures. And then if she couldn't figure out the pictures, she read the text. And she was like, yeah, you know. I was like, holy cow. Josie I'd have to sit down and do it with, you know, this whole thing with. And she just like,
Callie is very self-motivated.
yeah. Anyways. So, she's at the lab.
Like, she's going to have the advantage, right? Because she has to keep up with her older sisters, which her older sister didn't have older sisters to motivate her and make her speak at a certain level or think at a certain level.
Totally.
Yeah, but also, like, none of the other kids had older sisters to just randomly announce to people, Penny's going to have a baby.
I mean, statistically.
Well, today.
I think that's what she meant.
She totally.
Penny was not a fan of what sounded like announcing that she had an unplanned pregnancy.
And so we're at the studio. We're waiting for Josie to be done with her lesson next door, and then the owner of my art studio is talking with her, and she goes, "Yeah, Penny's gonna have a baby," and his eyes just shot off, like the eyebrows fell off his face, going up so big. And
So
then,
what you're saying is his eyes popped out and his face turned into a very normal American human penis.
I don't know about that.
It's like the pre-show for that.
Yeah,
one.
that's a pre-show
Pre-show.
joke. I don't know. But anyways, so Penny goes, I am not.
Yeah. She said, I'll never have babies. Babies are gross. They're an abomination against celibacy.
Oh.
And then she says, I'm Homelander. And she flew away.
Homelander.
No, just-
Oh.
We're only going down that route. It's every other show that Brian does where we just professionally talks about The Boys.
Hey, man, if you like The Boys, specifically ones named Brian and Justin, you can support The Boys by heading on over to patreon.com/Night Attack, right?
Goddamn right, Brian. Patreon.com/Night Attack is where you need to go right now if you want to support this show. Not only do you kick us a little scratch, but also, hey, look, let's be real here. You are going to get the pre-show and the post-show before anybody else. And this was a really good one. Now, I know a lot of you guys who are patrons are like, whatever. Pre-show, 30 minutes of Bryce playing techno. 10 minutes of Justin being there, and then 5 minutes of Brian running in saying, what did I miss? No, not the case. We did basically an episode of Night Attack in this week's pre-show. So go and get it right now. This is the best pre-show to ever happen in the history of Night Attack.
Goddamn right, man. And if you are a new pledger or you up your pledge, then we want to up your sense of self-worth by randomly shouting out a few of you guys in a segment we like to call...
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour. It's an hour of it.
Wow, I didn't know we had real royalty in our fan base.
God, Brian, real royal blood, king's blood.
That's right. Well, and I assume that's the case because this is somebody who's been upping their pledge. And if they, and you know our policy, if you say up your pledge, I say up yours. This must be an heir to a certain fortune. I can't say which one, but I will say thank you for increasing your pledge, Alejandro Doritos.
Oh, Alejandro Doritos.
Alejandro Doritos. Hey, wait a minute. Alejandro Doritos. Your idea, your revolutionary idea, UV powder on Doritos will solve so many crimes.
Like who left the
Alejandro Doritos.
Alejandro Doritos later ended all crime with his UV Doritos, at least in the realm of people who are high on pot.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Alejandro Doritos.
Hey, look, man. Here's the biggest, most important news that you're going to get this week. We like to go full donation-centric right here on this show because we are viewed live at twitch.tv/Night facebook.com/Night Attack. If you want to go ahead and see us, we tell a very Sea Grunter-esque kind of story using all the people that are donating stuff. And it starts like this, right, Brian?
Yeah. So the Sea Grunter is a real boxing octopus, and he's driving around the Crimson Zamboni, and then he Elixperths all over the place.
That's a fact. But when you think of an Elixperth, what you're really thinking is the Captain Jack 913 style.
Yeah.
This wasn't that. This was something totally different.
No.
It had double knots and was covered in hair like a DSA 89.
That's right. And back in 89, as we know, the DSA was constantly monitoring all of your calls. And sometimes you'd hear some deep breathing. And I'd be like, I'm sorry, is somebody on the line? He goes, it's me, Aaron Bourne, 2. I just sutter caned.
Yes, man. Look, here's the deal. If you don't go to the buck, then fuck you. Eat shit. Like, I'm not even telling this story anymore. Like, you go get it in your sun buns the way you talk to me. Fredo's like the N-word.
God damn it. All right. Thank you very much to everybody who contributes on Twitch. Thank you to the Bib Bibs. The Boxing Octopus.
Boxing Octopus, very good.
Boxing Octopus is still there, but I'll tell you what, it's closed. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. BioCow.
Sorry, I
the bit boss.
totally mispronounced Boxing Octopus. It's pronounced BioCow.
BioCow. BioCow.
Biocow.
Goddamn right.
That's right.
Hey,
guys.
yeah, we got a game?
We do have a game. This is sent in by Biocow.
What?
Oh, there we go. Boxing her up. I love it.
It's this awesome game called Keep Saying My Name. A whole bunch.
That's right. So Biocow's game is called Spurious Correlations. This is actually based off of data from a website, tylervegan.com, also called Spurious Correlations.
Yeah, I think we talked about this website way long ago on the Weird Things podcast, but I haven't checked it for half a decade.
So basically what this website does is it looks at different sets of data and compares them and sees if there's any sort of correlation between these two sets of data. The correlation means that data looks like it's trending in the same way, but that doesn't mean there's causation that the two are actually related.
Give me an example. It sounds to me like two wacky things might happen to have very spurious connections.
Sure. Let me see here if I can find. Okay, here's just an example one. This is suicides by jumping or lying in front of a moving object compared to goals scored in by the losing team in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh my god.
Let me see. Will it actually load up for me? Oh my goodness. Oh, permalink. There we go. Sorry about this, everybody. Here we go. And it correlates 0.4 out of 1. It has a slight amount of correlation between.
So
it has kind of risen and fallen at about the same rate, and now they are almost exactly on track with each other. So aside from a little bit of a separation in 2005, these have correlated fairly close together. Again, that is, and I think the jury's still out on exactly whether or not these are not totally caused by the same thing, and that is suicides by jumping or lying in front of an object and goals scored by the losing team of a Stanley Cup final. The lamp is lit for death.
That's right. So Biocow has put together 7.
I'm sorry, who?
Biocow did. Biocow
Never
did
heard of
this
them.
one.
I only have eyes for Boxing Octopus, the only person who's ever been a fan in the history of the show.
So this person put together 7 graphs with correlation of sets of data. So I'm going to give you the set of data. So, for example, our first one here, bachelor's degrees awarded to men in STEM versus lawyers, the number of lawyers in Arizona. So you guys are going to go back and forth each round. One of you will take the turn setting the over-under on the correlation, and the other will take the over or the under.
Boy. This is the episode where we find out that I guess I have to know what mathematics go into determining a correlation.
Sure. Well, you can think
I guess
about it
1-to-1 would be the most correlated.
Right. So if you said my over-under is at 0,
then they would
there would be no correlation between the two of them at all. If you said the correlation was 1, then it would be an exact matching trend.
Got it.
And
Okay.
then in between, all around.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to set the over-under at 0.55. 55%. That's almost a little more than half over 1.
You say 0.55.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's closer to correlative.
Perfect. Yeah.
So that's a little over half correlated.
Yeah.
What is standard deviation then?
That's a dance.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I think my ex-girlfriend fucked the lead singer in high school.
I do think that sounds like a great punk band. Standard deviation.
Oh, yeah. A math. They do math rock, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
So Justin, do you think the correlation between bachelor's degrees awarded to men in STEM and the number of lawyers in Arizona correlates higher or lower than 0.55?
0.25.
Wait, you just
Oh,
give
no,
me the over-under.
I'm
Upper-
setting the
up or down?
over-under.
He set
Oh,
the over.
I'm going more correlative.
Going above.
Okay,
up.
because all right, that's fine.
Under correlative? No, up, right? I'm going up because 1 is correlative.
One is more correlating. 0 is not correlating at all. So you're gonna go above.
Yeah, above.
Bunny, do you want to?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, can you go over 1? Is there more
No,
correlating?
you can't be
more than
perfectly
1.
correlated
Than 1. That's
100%
right.
of
You have
them
to be
with the
below
exact
the
same
1.
value.
Right.
Yeah.
It would have
Yeah.
to be below 1.
Okay, I'm gonna say point.
Again,
69.
per the game, I'm
It's over.
setting the over
Brian
under.
set the over
So
at
you're
0.55.
taking both of you are taking the over. Got it.
Now what
I mean,
is
for one,
What was yours? 0.5, right?
Class
0.55.
doing
Is
the
this a
work on
bit?
it.
So I'm
Jesus
doing
fucking Christ.
No, they're not doing a
0.14
bit.
more than you.
Like, do you think that the
0.114
magician and the
plus.
fucking blogger were really great at math? Do you think that we actually stayed awake during the course where this was taught in high school? You're kidding me.
All right. So for people
it's-
following along at home, Brian set the over under at 0.55, and Justin and Bonnie both guessed the over. Both guessed the over. The correlation between
I love that also, not only did we make it about a fairly to the modern knowledge base arcane math custom, but then we overlaid betting on top of it, which everybody fucks up.
Also-
Everybody fucks up what an over-under is.
Also, we made sure that the first one was about bachelor's degrees awarded to STEM and lawyers in Arizona.
Yeah,
It's a very
regular,
approachable game,
easy,
Justin. I don't see what the big deal
normal
is.
All right. Justin and Bonnie, your answer of over is correct.
Wow.
There's a 0.976916 correlation. Very
Yeah, man.
correlated.
If you guys have ever seen an Inconvenient Truth, you've seen this graph. It's just a big old boner going up and up and up.
Yep. So now we have people getting degrees in. Wait, do you know what STEM is?
Science,
Science,
technology,
technology,
engineering,
technology,
Engineering and
Math.
sadness.
energy, and mattresses.
Steams.
and stains. Yeah,
Stains.
stains. All right. So there you go. That's how the game's played. Justin, you're going to set the over/under on this one. The two data sets.
Yeah, you got it.
The two data sets that we're comparing today are precipitation in Maryland, the average daily precipitation in Maryland in millimeters, versus the per capita consumption of eggs in the United States.
Shit. All right. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna hit the over under at 1. What happens if I get it exactly?
Yeah, if you get it exactly, I'll give you 10 points.
0.87.
0.87 is Justin's over/under. Bonnie, do you believe that precipitation in Maryland compared to the per capita consumption of eggs is over
So-
or under 0.87?
Do you think the rain is causes people to eat more or less legs?
Eggs.
Yeah,
Nope,
milk
legs.
Wait,
Legs.
it's
No
wet,
legs.
so they suck on eggs. I say 0.69.
No, it's an
No,
over.
again. You just.
Fine, that's
we get the bit.
How can that joke this early?
The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs.
Line.
So points this time would be under.
Under,
You're
yeah.
gonna say under. All right, Brian.
I'm
Point.
gonna take the under.
You're gonna take the under. All right, Brian and Bonnie. Your guesses of under are. Ooh.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry.
Man, you could see my old wizened Gandalf dick fall down.
Sorry about that. Math is also very difficult for me, the proctor of this game.
So there's almost no correlation at all.
The correlation is 0.131.
0.13, yeah,
So
no, those
very
are,
low
those are
correlation.
unrelated.
Very unrelated. Very apologies, everybody. Math is
I would love for
incredibly
the-
difficult.
Hold on, I would love so much to believe that that's how the Olympics work. That is, somebody does their gymnastics routine. Here, cue up the sound effects. Sure. And then they're like, Croatia. Your 16-year-old routine was and then this weird pause, and then they're like, "Oh no, wait! I mean, you got the gold medal."
Apologies, everybody. All right. So that's we are now at 1 point for Brian, 1 point for Justin, 2 points for Bonnie. Bonnie, you're gonna set the over under on this one.
All right.
All right.
You could just say 69 now.
In this round, you are going to be comparing the number of people who have drowned by falling into a bathtub versus biology and biomedical doctorates awarded in the United States.
In the chat, Mitsula says, "I've never been so triggered by a game in the history of Night Attack."
Professional bookie Mitsula. No,
Not a fan.
difficult job. Difficult
Is
job.
he just like twitching
Oh,
over
yeah,
there?
yeah.
Like, "Ah."
All right.
I mean, like literally, his job is to set up complex, interesting, yet engaging proposition bets. Like this is like what he does.
All right, Bonnie. So I need you to give me a number between. Give me a number for the correlation, probably less than 1, of drowning.
Thank you.
Drowning by falling into a bathtub versus biology and biomedical doctorates.
Yes. The correlation is 0.69.
I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna take the over.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
So Brian, you're gonna take over 0.69.
Yep.
And Justin? Always thinking
Going
about.
under.
Always going under. All right. Brian, your answer of over is
You're fired. Get out of here.
incorrect.
Yeah,
It
but then
is-
you play the other sounder and I get the gold
Oh
medal.
yeah.
or-
Sorry, hold on, I gotta.
Oh.
The correlation is 0.508. That's a pretty good correlation. So Justin's gonna get the point on that one. And
But that's a real. There's a lot of people. I guess a lot of deviation. How many people are falling in these bathtubs?
yeah, but they're both trending up, which is
They
maybe a
are.
bad
What the
sign.
fuck? What's up, deer legs? What the fuck's going on?
bathtubs are not that big, people.
Although you want to know what? Nothing is worse in life than when a bath mat betrays you.
Go on.
Like, you have those sticky bath mats, right? But then every once in a while, like one too many of the suction cups have kind of like come up because you've been using the bath mat for a while. Next thing you know, it loses that little element of grip, and now you're like surfboarding on what was supposed to protect you from the thing that was the danger of a tub.
Yeah, no, I am familiar with the concept of all this, but I don't trust him to begin with. Like, in fact,
What?
No. I would never have a
even
bath
put,
mat.
like,
we'll
a-
never have a bath mat.
Do you put a towel down?
I would rather
bath mats.
No, not the ones that suction
No,
cup down.
the rubber, the tub ones, the rubber ones.
Oh.
No, those harbor like fungi. and
Yes, they
stuff.
cause women to become old. because
What?
100% of the times I've encountered them have been in old ladies' homes. So I can
How
only assume.
often are you in old ladies' homes taking
When
a
he's
bath?
washed up,
All I know is
Why
very
are
good
you
question.
I went to this
bathing in an old
correlation.
ladies'?
I went to this correlation
Wow,
website
so-
and it was 1. I said it at 1. I said it at 0.99.
And it turns out you were exactly
correlation
right, too.
between old ladies and using these bath mats.
Over time, I guess.
Oh
gonna
my
say.
god.
Somebody
Like
points out in the
Angela
chat.
Lansbury at a European beach.
Very casually in the chat, someone says, Brian has done a lot of magic shows.
I love the idea that the only way you can look into a bathtub is by having a bath in it, by taking a bath.
I mean, you know, like you're
Do you ever
walking
see someone
along.
who actually like takes a bath when they have those in, and they're like, "Man, I'm really glad that my butt's not sliding around. I got way more grip because this bath mat is in here."
I feel like you would take it out if you were bathing.
I mean, look,
No,
don't
I don't
even-
have one. I'm with you, Brian. Like that's why I'm remembering these horrifying moments from my childhood, and I'm with you. Get
was
the fuck out
and the ladies' homes, they were wizened, grizzled.
How many of these
Grizzly.
homes have you been in?
I don't know. I mean, I lived in Florida, Bonnie.
This is true. Now,
right.
the thing is,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, Calgon, Take Me Away, that old ad.
that
right?
old ad. I wouldn't know.
I know, it goes with the bath mats.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, so.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So you're sitting on a bath mat watching Days of Our Lives, and then
Right.
the lady says, "Calgon, take me away."
Yeah, except it gives you urinary tract infections. Like, it's really bad to take bubble baths if you're a lady.
Okay. Hot
That
take.
stinks.
Uh,
Yeah. All
what's
that ad
their-
money is trying to kill the old ladies off.
Fucking cancel Calgon. Hashtag
know.
cancel
Right.
Calgon.
Get it trendy.
Exactly.
That's right.
Cancel Calgon. And then if anyone asks you why, just say @Invisible Wife will explain, and she will go through any and all questions.
Also, if they ask for like, no, seriously, what's going on? Only link there to MC Allergy tracks. Like, just
Yeah,
find.
that's it.
Yeah.
But it explains the take me away. I mean, they want to take you away
To
for
hell.
good.
Or hell.
away.
Hell. Take me away to the hell that awaits you. You've never had a UTI like this. Wizened, grizzled. Your urinary tract is a river long dead. This long dead canal is ready for banality of pain.
I'm gonna go Google Calgon when I go home. All right, round 4, Brian. We're gonna start with you setting the over
Man,
under.
this shows the kind of modern vitality that needs a bigger platform.
All right, Brian, you're gonna be comparing the average daily precipitation in millimeters in Holt County. What is NE?
Nebraska.
Nebraska, in Holt County, Nebraska, compared to electrical engineering doctorates awarded. Yeah,
Just full stop.
just yeah. Every year.
Yeah, my brain is filled with the wizened, grizzled cracks of decay, and yet even I know that the over-under is set at 0.35. See, it's not hard, Mitsula. I don't see what the problem is. I could do it too. I'm just as good at my job as you.
Oh, okay, so you're saying
And I have a normal-looking dick.
shots fired at Mitsula.
Wow.
Really
Yours
saying
is
Mitsula's got a
probably
smooth dick.
healthy and smooth.
A big, smooth
A
dick
proper
for Mitsula.
normal dick is old and wizened.
That's right.
know.
So,
Other than looking like it was a fedora away from being at the mob museum.
all right, so Justin, Brian set the over at 0.35. Are you going to go over or under?
I'm going to go over. We're going over on 0.35.
I love the fact that the chat is aghast. They're all like, oh man, R.I.P. Mitsula's dick. When literally we just described his dick as perfectly healthy and awesome.
Well, no, you described it as bad because it
Wizened,
wasn't
it's old,
while it
ugly.
wasn't wrinkled and bad and
Yeah,
shitty.
I bet it's not wrinkled at all.
All right, so Justin's taking the over. Bonnie, you're going to take the over or under at 0.35.
And again, I just want to point out, and look, we don't write our own games. You guys do. I love you guys, and please continue to write them. but this question is comparing the easily understandable and universally agreed upon ideas of average daily precipitation in Holt County, Nebraska,
In millimeters.
That's right, in millimeters.
versus the electrical engineering doctorates awarded in the United States. Can somebody just get me, just throw randomly for the rest of the show, random Holt County, Nebraska facts? We need any and all Holt County, Nebraska facts in the chat immediately.
That's right.
Okay. I say that my number is on top this time.
It's over. Okay, there you go. It was
69.
Is it because you're thinking it's 69?
69. Yeah, it's on top.
All right, their answers of over is correct. 0.806087. Very high correlation. Look at that.
Yeah, man. Why don't you
Wait,
guys?
did you know that the terrain of Holt County consists of low rolling hills with flattened areas used for agriculture, Brian?
Yeah, and also, if more people would fucking earn their engineering doctorates, then maybe more people could grow plants.
We get
in
some
Holt
rain
County.
in the plains.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Can't
Did
just
you know
give it
that
all to
as of the
Spain.
2000 census, there were 11,551 people, 4,608 households, and 3,170 families residing in Holt County?
Oh, I
Yeah.
did know that.
How many of those had dicks?
Probably about half, I guess.
presume about 49%.
Give or take a dick. All right, round 5.
It depends. Yeah, are we doing first dick past the post or are we doing qualitative?
Oh man. Okay, so let's take a look at the scoreboard. Brian has 1 point, Justin has 3 points, and Bonnie has 4 points. I gave her a point because she split you guys' bet when she set the over/under. So
No, I'm glad you're right. You're right, because some of us are making too many points here, and I only have 1 point, and that's that a normal dick is old and wizened and craggly. It looks like a sad panda.
and bad too.
Yeah.
Panda. Oh
I'll
my.
tell you what, you know that as much as I know that Holt County doesn't have a 4-lane highway.
Get with the times. Okay. Let's see. Justin, you're gonna set the over/under on this one. The data.
Sure, go ahead.
The data that we're comparing is the sunlight in Texas in kilojoules per square mile or square meter
Or top hits from ZZ Top.
versus the proportion of women PhDs in science and engineering.
Easy. So easy.
The sunlight in Texas versus the proportion of women PhDs in science and engineering fields.
Come on, Justin. Yeah, good. Tell me.
I'm going to say that this one is at 0.42.
0.42. All right, Bonnie.
Oh, you lost me because I thought you were talking about women's pH value, but it's PhD.
That's
so,
right. No,
yeah, I'm gonna
it's-
have to like.
It's their pH values, but also dicks, which
Also
are
dicks.
wizened.
The
Right.
pH of the
Although
bad
speaking
dicks.
of women, Holt County, Nebraska, West Holt Medical Services in Atkinson is the first in the region to offer Smart Curve breast stabilization system with their newly installed Genius 3D mammogram exam.
Oh, that's genius. Smart
Well-
curve. You gotta get the smart curve. I don't like those dumb curves.
I'm gonna break form a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this is under at 34.5.
That's
Say under,
because
okay.
that's half of 69.
Yeah, only one person's participating in this one.
I'm gonna take the over. I think you're wrong on this one.
I don't know. Sunlight.
I don't know. It's something like. Hold on. Quick pause. How are you gonna end that sentence?
Well, there's a lot of sunlight. There's a lot. I mean, it's 104 degrees today. So,
Yeah. That's
So,
right.
so
and
if we
PhDs
need you,
just aren't that common, right?
so if we need you, you'll be in the lab.
I'll be in the lab.
Yeah. Bonnie, you're right. There is a lot of sunlight in Texas, just as there's a lot of Republican voters in Holt County, Nebraska, which has historically voted for the GOP.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There might be some statistics in that one, but yeah, that sounds about right. So, not gonna- All right,
PH dicks.
Brian, your guess of over is
Yeah, dude. Look at that. They track one for one.
0.639. Justin, we're also going to give you a point there because you split the votes. Alrighty. Let's go into our second to last round One more check at the scores. Brian has 2. Justin has 4. Bonnie has 4. So here we go. Let's see if we can turn it around. Bonnie, if you can give me
Yes.
the over-under on this. You're comparing deaths caused by cataclysmic storms in the U.S. versus the per capita consumption of beef in pounds.
Who's eating that beef?
Cataclysma. That's how the French say cataclysm on my child's favorite show.
Oh, you're talking about Miraculous Ladybug.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So comparing the deaths caused by cataclysmic storms in the U.S. Year over year versus the per capita consumption of beef in pounds each year.
gosh, I'm gonna have to say that's low. Like one's like really high and the other's low. So the correlation would think is 34.5.
I'm
So,
gonna take the over on that one.
So we're gonna say 0.345 because you probably do want it to be under 1.0.
Right. I think she meant
what did I
percent.
say?
You
yeah,
said
no
3, 4.
percent.
Okay,
That's what I
yeah.
meant.
0.345. All right, Brian, are you gonna go over or under?
Over.
You're gonna go over 0.345. Justin.
Over, like my Lord Jesus Christ.
All right, boys, your answers of over are
I told you.
incorrect. In fact,
A lot of people eat beef,
point
and hardly anybody dies from a storm.
0.0308. Incredibly low correlation between the two. Not quite the.
Was I the only one paying attention to how the game worked?
Well, I don't think you quite landed
Brian
that
was
either.
so
but
confident. He was so confident.
I still
God,
don't
he
know.
was as confident as the fact that Hope County was named for. Oh shit! I've lost this one.
I still don't know that Bonnie really.
Hope County.
No,
was
I don't
named
think Bonnie completely
Hope
groks the
County.
game
He
either.
was
I don't know that any of us really know what we're doing
to be
tonight.
Postmaster General and Secretary of War. That's how confident Brian was.
It's like somebody just won the international chess tournament and just stood up on the mic and said, "I told you, black always wins."
Checkmate. Or no, king me.
King me.
Hey, I passed with statistics and
Uh-huh.
all that shit.
That's right. You babies day
That
out
was
at
a
it. Don't worry about it.
long time ago.
Hold on, wait. Was the quote that just came out of your mouth, I passed with statistics and all that shit?
A long time ago. Not past as in.
The winner of the Nobel Peace Prize goes to
This
Bonnie Brushwood.
Get your ass up here.
Giving her her acceptance speech. It's like, I told you, man. Peace.
All right, we have one more here. This one is for all the marbles, too. So you're actually all going to give me your guess, and it's going to be the closest.
Also, in the chat, BioCow says you're just mad that Bonnie's winning. Yes, duh.
She is winning. She does have 5 points. Justin's got 4. Brian's got 2. Turns out this one is for 6 points, so it's still anybody's game.
Wow.
And I'm gonna take the over under from all of these.
Wait. Who's setting it?
So you're all gonna guess. It'll be the
Okay,
the,
we're all gonna guess.
the
Gotcha.
closest guess in all. All right, we're gonna be
By
comparing.
the way, you want to know who else was guessing? The authorities on April 24th, 1878, when a Holt County cowboy attempted to escape with a mule. He was then apprehended, overtaken, and shot.
And so they were
God.
guessing about that. It sounds like they got him
They
actually.
killed a man because of a mule?
Look, it turns out that I didn't read the whole sentence. Can't get on the air.
All right. Yeah, so we're gonna start with Brian on the over under. Or sorry, on your guess. This is not an over under. Your guess of this. We're
Yes,
comparing.
my guess is that the courthouse hours in Holt County are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
The correlation between bachelor's degrees awarded to women in STEM every year versus the number of passengers killed in collisions with a stationary object.
0.95.
0.95. All right, a very high guess from Brian. Justin.
All right, so we're looking at bachelor's degrees awarded to women in STEM
Versus.
passengers who are running themselves into, or the driver's running a car into a stationary object.
Allow me to
That's right.
remind you that all of the Fast and the Furious movies have come out since 2004. I'm just going to put that out there.
And we got that 2004 to 2010.
There's
is
a
the time
lot
range.
of driving movies.
I mean,
you saying that
fairly
trans-
often when a woman goes into the STEM education field, they say, "I live my life a quarter mile at a time." Which he said instead of saying, "I race for pinks."
Brian says
9.5.
0.95 for Brian.
So Brian's betting pretty heavily. This is gonna be like a dead-on kind of thing.
That's right.
Mm.
Take that
So-
over.
Well, no, everyone's giving their guess.
Everyone's
I know.
guessing.
He could say 0.96.
Oh.
Except he wouldn't, because that's mine, because I flipped it over.
0.88.
So it's gonna be.
Justin, you're saying
Point 0.96? That'd be just butt to butt. Who's getting off? You're like, whatever, I'm just going to get off on my
That's how
own.
babies
well,
were made.
there are. We can talk after the show. So, Justin, you said 0.88 is your guess?
Yeah.
Bonnie,
Yeah.
do you have a guess?
0.96.
You're going to say 0.96. You're going to go over on Brian.
Over.
Well, we do have a winner of this game because this round is worth 6 points, and this person has just reached 10 points with their guess of 0.88. Justin,
Just like that. That's all there is to it.
I'm gonna say, not even close. These two have a correlation of negative 0.964.
Boo!
Almost exactly opposite correlating.
I have not been that amazed since Kenny Ray Brushwood was inducted into the Holt County Country Music Festival Hall of Fame on November of 2015.
Wait,
An
Kenny
actual
Ray?
Brushwood? Kenny Ray Brushwood?
Yeah, look at
Kenny
that.
Ray? We have a Penny Ray Brushwood.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you know that?
Yeah, you wanna
and
give
there's
out her-
actually
Did you
a
know that you got
Kenny
like Penny Ray?
Ray.
You want to give out her social security number while we're at it?
Ray Brushwood?
What's that?
Can we just illegally play songs by Kenny Ray Brushwood for the rest of the show?
Goddamn right. We could do parody songs by Penny Ray Brushwood.
Thank you, BioCal, for sending in this game. If you have a game that you would like to send in that is maybe a little less math heavy than this one, send it into mail.
Correlated by 0.99 away from the math involved in this game.
That's right. Mail, mail at nightattack.tv. That's where you can send in your games or letters for the mailbag, which we will read at the end of the show. Thank you, everybody.
Hells yeah, man. Shall we do a little bit of the Diamond Time?
Indeed, we should. Diamond Time is where you can chat out your project right here on the show. DiamondClub.reddit.com or reddit.com/r/Diamond Club. It's where you need to go. There's a sticky post right there at the top of the page. We read the top three. B. Coford writes, Mike TV of Get Set Go has a Kickstarter for his second lyric book. That is YOLO420.com/GSG book number 2. No one buys CDs anymore, but sometimes you want to get something physical to go along with the awesome music. So this is a CD-sized case book with all the lyrics for every song from Get Set Go's album Ordinary World, along with the lyrics. And wait, was somebody yelling? There we
Yeah,
go.
Mike TV was. He was hawking his wares.
Along with the lyrics will be anecdotes about each song, chord charts, and hand-drawn doodles from Mike TV himself. Again, that is YOLO420.com/GSG book number 2.
Hells yeah. Vampire Anarchy writes in saying, hey guys, OMG Chad is doing a 24-hour live stream this Friday, the 16th, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. He's at twitch.tv/OMG Chad.
Let's get some more chat.
That MFer has almost certainly hugged a president. Or a president to be. I mean, Ixnay?
So,
Invites. Hey, y'all. Since nobody is sending in Diamond Time submissions, I'll chat at you. I'm fitting in very well at my new office. Maybe a little too well. Not only can I drink there on the clock, they have foolishly let me set the rules for the Nerf Battle Royale game, which I don't have a game website link. Here's my rule book, and Falcon is making a wicked Slack bot for tracking frags. Follow my Twitter, KI Sign, that is SCYNE, where I tweet about my stupid ideas and musings, and you can follow this insanity.
Hells yeah. Yeah, dude, don't forget, if you guys want to have your project shouted out right here on Diamond Time, head on over to diamondclub.reddit.com, and that sticky post awaits your plugs.
We don't have a movie draft minute this week because he's holding off until It Chapter 2 comes out in about a month or so. But we can do a very brief movie draft check.
I mean, it's fine. I think his whole point was like nothing's going to change for a little bit. But I'll tell you this much: my confidence that John Trekker is going to crush is only getting higher.
Yeah, I was doing a little research myself. And so it looks like, there's going to be about a $250 to $300 million spread, depending how much Lion King can eke out, right? And the estimates on It 2 opening are anywhere between 110 to 150 million.
Just opening weekend.
Opening weekend, which means like at an aggressive hold, that's 50% less for 4 weekends, or so it's opening weekend and then 3 successive ones, and that would definitely put them over that.
Have you seen, Bonnie, the ads for It 2? Like
No, I avoid horror stuff.
Yeah, no, but you go to movies, and movies are known to show trailers for other movies.
I am always carrying popcorn and Slurpees, and they usually don't show It trailers before The Lion King.
It's a weird trailer. It's
Yeah.
a bold choice because it is a standalone 90-second vignette that I assume is from the movie. But meanwhile, it's like they're all like, just post a full-on slice of the movie.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Oh.
And it's terrifying.
Really bizarre. Really bizarre.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what
But
was
in a good way, right? I mean, like good horror,
Right.
creepy
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
I've seen it.
You saw it.
I've seen
Yeah,
it
yeah.
a number of times, yeah.
So we went to see Dora the Explorer.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at one point, Kelly leans over to me and says, I've seen a lot of these scenes in the previews. Like, that was a good thing. Like, she was really, oh, yeah, I've seen this. You know?
Right.
I'm like, And then at one point, they open the back of a trunk and says, I've prepared. And he opens the trunk, and there's all these snacks, like product placement. And then Kelly leans over and says, we've bought that juice. And they definitely, I mean, the product placement was so obvious and just, and she's just like, I've drank that juice again later on when it shows up again.
If you need me, I'll be in the lab.
What is the lab even? We'll never know.
The lab is where the PlayStation is. And she's
Yeah.
watching Netflix.
Wait, so you were saying, Brian, that the Dora movie's good, or
Yeah,
you heard
I haven't seen it, and to be honest, I thought Bonnie was teeing up her review, but instead she wanted to talk about product placement of juices.
It was really kind of funny. I actually laughed my ass in it because, like, where are you gonna?
Laughed your ass. I laughed at my ass. I would love to believe that you just start cackling, and she goes, it's so underworked. It's not nearly the shape I want it to be.
No, the movie was surprisingly on point. I don't know. I mean, like, I went in with zero expectations. I mean, this is
the Dora movie,
full,
yeah.
I mean, it's a full feature based on a show for 6-year-olds. So, like, zero expectations. But then, like, at one point, the little Dora, they start with little Dora, and she just looks off to the side and is just like, can you say delicioso? And then the parents are just like, she'll grow out of it. It's fine. She'll grow out of it. And it was just so funny. So I give it.
It was written for parents that have had to watch a lot of Dora the Explorer.
Yes, exactly. Like, I thought it was hilarious. The 6-year-old thought it was hilarious, but the middle schoolers were just like, we don't know what to make of this. So they were a little confused, but also I'm the one buying the tickets. So I don't
in
know.
your face, kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they had popcorn, they had fun.
Cool. Do we have any emails?
We do. Let's do the thing.
Join us for drinks in the Diamond Club.
The Diamond Club. That sounds grand.
Super grand. This is the part of the show where we read your emails that you sent into mail at nightattack.tv. Oh, I just remembered that we had that new thing. We'll check. We'll the new bumper. Someone made us the bumper last week.
Oh!
We'll use it. We'll use it. Don't worry about it. We'll check that. We got a letter from Josh. Josh writes, "Hey all, I was catching up on the podcast and wanted to back Brian on his recommendation of Lamb, the Gospel According to Biff, Christ's Childhood Pal by Christopher Moore.
It's so good.
As someone who grew up in a Baptist household only to end up walking away from the faith as I got older, this book legitimately made me consider going back. It's hilarious and an excellent portrayal of Jesus and adherence to Wheaton's Law, aka don't be a dick, Josh." Thanks, Josh. What's the elevator pitch on the Gospel According to Biff?
It's basically he had a childhood friend, it's like
It's like a fake story of Christ growing
yeah.
up. Oh, okay.
But I expected it to be cynical and unkind and atheistic and all that stuff, but instead it was charming and delightful, and it's a. I didn't expect it to be as beloved by believers as it is, and it deserves to be because it's a very charming version of the story.
Very cool. Justin or Bonnie? have you guys
Bonnie
read
won't
this?
listen to it. She's just, I don't know. I don't know what her beef is.
Ooh, Bonnie?
I don't know. Apparently, my beef corresponds with the
whole
days in
counties,
Texas, or I don't know.
The amount of kilojoules of joy.
Kilojoules per meter. How do you even rate kilojoules per meter?
Like, I gave this book a 0.69. All right.
We also got a letter from Golf House. Golf House writes, "At a recent visit to the dentist, I learned, at the ripe old age of 42, of the need to brush your gums as well as your teeth. All this time I've been focused on the teeth, letting my gums become a bitch of whatever bacteria was on this week's Five Guys. What important lesson or skill did you learn way later in life than, in retrospect, you should have?" That's from Golf House.
You know what's funny is my dad, at around that same age, learned the opposite rule, which is the advice he was given when he was young was get the hardest toothbrush you could find and just brush like crazy all over them gums.
Oh, no, you're
And
going to destroy your gums!
So he had to have like a surgery right around that same age.
Oh, jeez.
For me, it was the statistical correlation of precipitation in Holt County. No, that's a good question. I don't
I have to
know.
noodle on that one. I can't.
I learned that grizzled isn't with an S; it's with two Z's. I learned that tonight.
We did learn that in the free show. I don't know.
I literally spelled it with that, like, in plenty of stuff. Certainly in the newsletter. Like, honestly, that is something that, like, I had always understood that, like, grizzled as in, like, weather worn or age worn was with an S, but apparently two Z's, like the bear.
Well, and keep in mind, you were never wrong. You were just antiquated. You were just old-fashioned, like smoking from a corncob pipe.
Exactly. Yeah, I was smoking from the corncob pipe of grizzled.
So
Today I learned smoking on a corncob pipe is a turn of phrase.
Yeah.
the question was something we learned way too late?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I was allergic to latex.
Ooh, that's a bad one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Unrelatedly, I got a vasectomy.
All right, thank you, Golf House, for that one. We also got a letter from HTTVS443 who asks very quickly, "You guys are going to all these conventions. How do you keep from getting sick? Do you guys have like a medical routine? Like, do you make a point to do your hands?"
Yep. Nope. I think we both do the same thing, which is expose ourselves to so many diseases that we've already built up antibodies to all of them.
You're just
and
the big-
never wash our hands.
You're the big crowded
I'm
door.
shaking all the hands. I don't care if you snotted right in it. Like, I'll wipe that shit on my back pocket. Like, I don't care. You
Man.
can't start thinking about it. If you start, all right. So this is some real life talk.
Yeah.
If you believe the concept that sickness is possible, all you will do is get sick.
That's true. No, that's listen. Okay, Justin and I were going to make this announcement for a while, but our new product is called Carney Blood, and we've been working on it for 10 years.
Yep.
We basically are donating samples. We're gonna mix it together, and we're gonna put it. We coat it over beef jerky, and you can get a sample of the beef jerky, and you can ingest some carny blood, and you will never ever get sick. That is a guarantee. If you ever think you're getting sick, you're wrong, and that's a guarantee from us.
I might have gotten sick once in the womb, and I'm blaming that on my mom.
That was before the divorce. And he says, I'm taking 100% of the genes that never get sick again. It's me, the inventor of carny blood. I hope I meet somebody to market this with eventually.
In all honesty, though, I don't think about it. I don't bring any kind of antibiotic stuff. And I don't think I've ever gotten rocked with, like, con crud. But
Brian brings it home every time.
And
then he passes it around to all the children, and then they take it to school. And so he's ground zero for all of this.
I mean, look, every disease I defeat is another notch in my wizened, grizzled, perfectly normal success belt.
Just a sick, sad, limpy little dick.
Perfectly normal. That's the proper, normal way. We got to set expectations properly. Pre-show. Patreon.com/nightattack.
We have one last email here from Flavor Toothpaste. Holt County, Nebraska is one of the top 3 beef cow counties in the U.S. with 90,000 cows. Thank you, Flavor Toothpaste. If you have an email you'd like to send in to the show, mail at nightattack.tv. We read them here at the end of the show, which is what this is.
Thank you so very much to our sponsor, Carny Blood. Be immune to all diseases with no repercussions and no downsides and no refunds. Head on over to carnyblood.info.
Yep. Use offer code Night Attack.
Hey, man, what did we learn, Justin?
Oh, my God. Well, we learned that Brian is there for your selfie on the Step and Repeat at DEF CON.
Goddamn right. We learned that Justin will make you about 30,000 times more money if you put him at a point-of-sale terminal instead of hanging out taking selfies with Brian and Jason.
We learned that Bonnie is 0.69 correlated to that game.
Most importantly, we learned that we love you guys. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Dying of fire.
By pissing off some bees. I'm allergic to bees.
Oh, yeah. Most importantly, we learned that Boxing Octopus is the only person who's ever mattered in our lives.
Oh, Justin Robert Young. Every time you go, I get so sad that I wanna drink a warm glass of Drano. Night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack. I love you.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.